Hello everyone and happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I am going to be giving you some really great tips and guidance that is really going to support you if you truly want and feel in your heart that you want to gather community. Now, if you're in this group, chances are is that you probably do, and that you're basically raising your hand and saying, I'm a leader. I'm a leader and I want to bring people together, and I really want to be able to grow a community of people that is resonant with my message, obviously my mission, and is really vibrating in a very similar place that I am. Give me 1 second. I need to turn the fan on because my window is closed. 1 second. Okay. Definitely need some ventilation going on. All right. So I want you to get a piece of paper. I want you to get something to write with so that we can get into this topic. Now, if you're new to this group, welcome. I am so happy to have you here. And if you're not new, I'm also happy to have you here. My name is Monica Maria. I am a psychologist for the soul. And I'm also a spiritual teacher, a healer, and a mentor. And very passionate about supporting you to fully step into leadership so that you can create that impact that you're wanting to create in the world. Now, one of the things that I think is sometimes overlooked by a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs is the way that we market, or the way that we think we need to market. I find that nowadays so many of us do end up spending a lot of time behind screens, and this also includes not only other community leaders and other entrepreneurs, but it actually includes just people in general, okay? Like all of humanity. It's part of this Age of Aquarius movement where it's an era, really. It's not a movement. It's an Age of Aquarius era where we're literally going to be spending so much time interacting with devices and with technology. And so part of human nature is to want to be around other human beings. And this is why community is going to be the absolute most powerful way that you can grow your business. And it really is about you being able to grow a community in a way that feels organic, in a way that feels natural to you, without you feeling like you are kind of following somebody else's guidance when it comes to marketing. Now, I think that I actually want to start giving you some information in terms of what are the most powerful ways to gather your community. I want to tell you that, excuse me, I need to drink a little of this juice. The reason why so many people, and why maybe you feel like not super clear as to what your marketing plan is because you're taking out the most important component of what marketing actually is. I'm a big word nerd, and I love to look at etymology and what words actually mean, because when you understand what a word means, then you really do know what it is that you're saying. And not only that, but you construct your reality through words. So if we look at the etymology of market, to market actually just means to gather people. Okay, so when we think about this concept of what are the most powerful ways to gather community, so that I know that there are people that want to attend my workshops and my trainings and want to work with me, then it's really about feeling super confident that when you tap into a very natural and organic way to grow your community, that you're actually tapping into the best way for you to market your business. And, you know, I again think that the way that we see like our perspective of business in general and how we approach business is going to be shifting with the times as well. Now, because people are spending so much time in front of devices, in front of screens, they're most likely by themselves. And so what people are going to be craving and already have been craving since, I'm going to say since about 2020, when, you know, we had lockdowns and people were living, I think that was the beginning of the start of really like taking so much of life behind a screen. That since then, there has been a growing desire, and I'm going to say necessity as well, for people to be with other human beings in person, yes, virtually as well, but just being with a community. And so I want you to really wrap your brain around the fact that when you tap into how you can grow your community very organically and naturally, that is going to be your best marketing plan. It really doesn't matter what any business mentor or coach or strategist is telling you to do. At the end of the day, people want to feel that they are with other humans. And so this is why community is so powerful. Okay, so let's get into this. What are some of the best ways, some of the most, I'm going to say like ways that feel easy for you to start gathering your people, aka marketing? I'm going to say this and it may feel like, oh, that's so basic, but you know what? Sometimes we need to go back to basics. And the fact is that so many of us, myself included at times, it's like, okay, let me market the way that my coach is telling me to, or the way that my mentor told me. We forget that we need to be ourselves. Okay, so you need to just be yourself. And what does that actually mean? It means that, well, you need to know yourself. And it also means that you need to be willing to share your viewpoints, your opinions. And, you know, I'm in a group where we're being told, or the advice is to not just share any random viewpoint, right? And I get that. And I feel that all of who we are, all of what we believe, all of how we kind of our lifestyle and you know what we're experiencing in our lives somehow always ends up trickled into what we're offering our clients and how we're choosing to guide them, right? So this really is about giving yourself the permission to totally be yourself, to speak your truth, and to make communities create community based on what you're interested in. Like, for example, I'm going to New York. I'm going to be in New York at the end of the month. And there's a gorgeous Chinese restaurant that I saw this influencer Italian chef lady on Instagram. She was eating there. And I was like, I want to go there. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I do an event, a luncheon at this restaurant? Because like the food looks really delicious. The atmosphere looks beautiful. It's in a really nice area. It's by the seaport, by the water. And I was genuinely excited about it. And so I thought, you know what? Instead of me going to eat there by myself, why don't I create an event around this, right? So I want you to really think about like, what's something that you've been wanting to do, or something that's interesting to you, that's exciting, that seems fun, and how can you marry your work into that sort of activity, right? Like, so for example, I love food, I love to travel, and I also host networking events. I love bringing community together. My work is mostly based, and it is for women. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a by invitation only women's networking luncheon at this restaurant. So I'm gathering women. We're going to have a good time. We're going to enjoy some food, right? So I want you to really think about, like, what's a way that you can really be more of who you are and show up as more of who you are and build a community around what your interests are, like what you enjoy. And the other thing too that I want to say is creating community is key. Like, it's not enough to just have, like, say for example, all right, you post on Instagram, or maybe you have a YouTube channel. All of those things are awesome, but you have to have a way for you to know who's actually in your community, like who's raising their hand and is saying, I want to hang out with you. Like, it's not that I just want to view you, like watch your content. Like, I want to be closer to you. I want to be in your spaces. And this is why I believe it's super important to create some kind of private space where people can raise their hand and say, you know what, how do I, and for example, an example of a private space could be an Instagram subscription-based channel. I don't know if it's available in every single country, but I know that in the United States it is. Like, how can you create something, whether it's paid or free? You could do a Telegram channel. You could do a WhatsApp group, just something where people are like, yes, add me to that group, where you know who they are, you know that they're in there, and two, you can send them a message. You want to be able to send the people in your community a private message, so that this way you start to actually establish a deeper relationship with them, a more established relationship where you can get into a conversation. You can't really do that when you just have a YouTube channel or you just have an Instagram and you're just posting. I'm not saying you can't, because people certainly can DM you, you can DM them too. But the point that I'm trying to make here is you want to have a separate private space where you are creating a community. And you can start by just setting up an event where you're focused on your interests and the things that you enjoy and that you like and yet you think will be fun, and just invite people to come and have fun with you. So the other thing, when it comes to creating experiences that people actually want to be a part of and that will be memorable and that will really like have people feel like they're connected to you. Now, I'm a big critic because I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun, so I look at details, right? And because I feel that community is so important, there are so many people hosting retreats and workshops and conferences and all of that. And I feel like sometimes there's so many missed opportunities to really create like the essence of community. And how do we do that? Well, there's two ways. One is by creating opportunities for the participants or the members of that event or that experience to actually have more interaction, like actually building in a part of the event, a part of the experience, having activities that are like, hey, during the break, go and meet 3 people, and this is what you're gonna do. And it's a great learning opportunity because they could also practice whatever wisdom, knowledge, information that you're teaching, whatever you're sharing. If it's a training, like, hey, go, even if it's like, go and share your opinion about what you just heard, and you might learn something different or see it in a different perspective. So that's one way, is creating opportunity amongst the members, amongst the participants. The other way is simply the person who is facilitating, the main teacher, whoever, right? The main person, who's the star, I guess, of the show or whatever. It's not a show, but who's facilitating the experience, right? Great, come here. Oh, my little kitty wants to say hello. This is Lola. So the other way is, of course, she wants to get on top of my notes. The other way is for that person to just be more available, to just create more connection with the people that are there. You know, this is what really has people feel like, wow, I'm a part of a community. I feel like not only is there great information here, great content, I'm getting a great training, but there's an element of humanness. You know, there's an element of like warmth. There's an element of like I belong, right? And that's the key when it comes to community, is you really want to create a sense of belonging. Like, hey, you belong here. Like, you're my people, right? Like, I'm honored that you're in my space and that you even want to like learn from me, or that you want to be around the people that I attract because you belong here, right? Like, you're one of us type of thing. And I think that it can be really hard. Like, I've had so many great coaches and mentors that I learned so much from, like masterminds and group, like virtual experiences, or even like through courses. But then like I'd meet them in person and it was like, do we know each other? Do we not know each other? I don't know. It's weird. So that's very important. And then I also want to add, like, how do you start to attract people apart from being yourself and setting up events that are, you know, that you want to do? Like I always say, whatever you're creating, do you want to go? Like, would you want to go as an attendee? And if you're like, yeah, I'm excited, like I want to do my own program, or I want to go to my own retreat, great, you're on the right path, right? Creating those private spaces, really creating opportunities for connections between the participants and you. And also, like, how do we actually get there? Like, okay, you have a great idea for an event, but how are you going to get people in there? Or, okay, this little cat is like too much. Let's move her. If you have not yet seen my, or watched the challenge, the 4-day challenge, and how to use events to make business growth easy, watch it. It's free, and I think it's pinned to the featured section in this group. Or if you came in through my email list, check your email. It's in there. But there is an amazing platform that is just underused. I happen to know about it because I've been doing events for so long, and it's a platform that's been around for a long time. But I think that we really need to get creative about the way that we market, aka gather our people. And so Eventbrite is an amazing platform. I literally have new people entering my list, entering my community every day while I'm sleeping from all over the world, right? There is a thing such as an algorithm, and there are great ways to work around it. And there's also other platforms like Eventbrite where you can literally start to grow a community that is outside of your algorithm, outside of like the immediate networks or your local communities. Like, you can really allow yourself to be found globally through Eventbrite. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Eventbrite is actually free when you set up events. So for anyone that has never heard of it, it's a ticketing platform, and it's also a search engine. So it's really great for, honestly, any event, and you can turn anything in your business into an event. You know, say for example, you do a challenge, you can run that challenge as an evergreen event that people can sign up for, and then just get the replays, you know, the videos for however you're doing the challenge. But that's one way where you can just, even after your challenge is done, like, it can still keep generating leads for your business. So in this 4-day challenge, actually, day 2, I talk about Eventbrite more. I think that it's a great way for you to be found in different cities around the world, for you to learn how to set up events as in-person events in other cities, so that people locally who are searching for an event can find you. And you know, it's a virtual event set up as an in-person event in that city. So I actually break this down, like what it actually is in that 4-day challenge. I'm going to share the link to the 4-day challenge below. And if you want to just skip to day 2 and watch day 2 and learn how to use Eventbrite, you can do that. And I also am going to share with you, I'm going to be doing a masterclass. It's going to drop soon. It's a masterclass that you get to keep, where I'm going to walk you through how to actually set up your Eventbrite events so that you have, for example, let's say you want to do a challenge, right? Or let's say you're going to do a special masterclass, that it shows up in like 20 or 30 different cities around the world, and that people can register for it without you having to spend a dime. Okay, so no ad spend. It just takes a little bit of your time to do research and to set up the events. And then once you have it set up, you can actually keep copying the same event and just switch out the title and switch out the details for the next thing that you're going to offer. I'm telling you, like, this strategy, now I'm not going to claim ownership over this strategy. I actually found someone who was doing this, and I just studied what she was doing, and I was like, this woman is brilliant. She has, like, I don't know how many followers she has right now. People can follow you on Eventbrite. When I found her events, I think her event was suggested to me because of the area, the New York area where I happen to host events as well. So it was suggested to me. She had like 30,000 followers on Eventbrite. And when people start following you on Eventbrite, then they get notified. Eventbrite sends an email on your behalf letting them know that you have a new event. It's brilliant, right? So it's another great place. And again, it's a search engine. Facebook is not a search engine, right? I think Instagram actually just recently, I think in August, I have to look more into this, but I remember getting a message that now it's a search engine of some sorts. Anyways, this masterclass, I'm going to walk you. You're going to bring with your laptop. I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your events, how to keep copying them, keep reusing them. So you're just saving time. And at this point, you can have multiple events running. You can have people joining your list while you're sleeping and just save time, without having to be constantly posting on social media, and really start to use this as the way that you can pull people into your events and into those private community spaces where you get to know who's in there, right? And you can actually start to connect with them, build relationships, and grow your business with people who truly are excited, interested, have already raised their hand, have given you their information to become paying clients. So masterclass, it's happening. It's $22. I'm going to share the link below. If you want it, get it. You get it once and you'll have it forever, and then you can just reuse it to set up all of your Eventbrite events. And there is an option to get a VIP upgrade, to have a one-on-one with me. If you just want me to hold your hand and help you craft the best title for your event, because that's the other thing. And this is something that I have also found with Facebook groups. I didn't even talk about Facebook groups. I think Facebook groups are a great way to grow community. However, you don't always see who's in there sometimes. I find if they're not your friend, and it can be really slow if you don't have the right strategy. So I'm going to do a whole live on that later. Let's stay focused on this topic, which is this masterclass, which is growing your community using the Eventbrite strategy. Masterclass is $22. The add-on option to have a one-on-one with me to help you really come up with the right title and the right description. And also, how do you pick cities, right? There's a strategy that I have found. My cat needs me. She is very needy right now. I'm going to drop the link below. If you want the VIP upgrade, it's just $75. So you get the masterclass and you get the one-on-one private call with me. My cat is nonstop screaming. I have to go tend to her. I hope you have enjoyed this. And if you have a question, drop it below. Actually, I was going to answer questions now. Is she okay? Okay, she's okay. I don't know. Sometimes I worry about her. But I can't see any questions on my phone. So I'm just going to pop on over here. If you have a question about this, let me know. I'm here for another 3 or 4 minutes. So let me know and I will answer your question as it relates to filling events, as it relates to growing your community, anything about, oh, you're so welcome. Kasha, so good to see you. Hi, Blangelica. Watch it from the beginning. I mean, I have been growing community, honestly, since I was 16 years old. I don't know what 16-year-old host dinner parties, but that was the kind of shit I was doing when I was 16, and I just love bringing people together. We need more of this. Age of Aquarius, no matter what business you're in, you're going to want to bring people together. And I actually didn't say this. I think that in person is going to be huge. It's going to be important. Retreats, events, any kind of in-person experience, virtual cool still, yes. But people are going to want to, they're going to be craving, we already crave more connection and more like being in each other's presence and like, you know, hugs and the whole thing. So, all right, I don't think there's any questions. If you have a question, if you watch this on replay, feel free to drop the question below. I'm going to share this and I will share the links and just tag, I'm just going to put it in the description and you can go and check out the 4-day challenge, check out the masterclass. Yes, I know, Angelica, it's the best thing to be with like-minded people. So I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.